Chapter 12 of Nights with Uncle Remus. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain and is read by Mark Smith of Simpsonville, South Carolina. Nights with Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. Chapter 12. Brer Rabbit breaks up a party. As long as Uncle Remus allowed Tildy to remain in the cabin, the little boy was not particularly interested in preventing the perfunctory abuse which the old man might feel disposed to bestow upon the complacent girl. The truth is, the child's mind was occupied with the episode in the story of Mr. Benjamin Ram, which treats of the style in which this romantic old wag put Mr. and Mrs. Wolf to flight by playing a tune upon his fiddle. The little boy was particularly struck with this remarkable feat, as many a youngster before him had been, and he made bold to recur to it again by asking Uncle Remus for all the details. It was plain to the latter that the child regarded Mr. Ram as the typical hero of all the animals, and this was by no means gratifying to the old man. He answered the little boy's questions as well as he could, and when nothing more remained to be said about Mr. Ram, he settled himself back in his chair and resumed the curious history of Brother Rabbit. "Course Mr. Ram mighty smart man. I ain't dispute that. But neither Mr. Ram nor yet Mr. Lamb is soon creeturs like Brer Rabbit. Mr. Benjamin Ram, he tuck'n skeer off Brer Wolf en his ole 'oman wid his fiddle, but bless yo' soul, ole Brer Rabbit he gone en done wuss'n dat." "What did Brother Rabbit do?" asked the little boy. "One time," said Uncle Remus, "Brer Fox, he tuck'n ax some er the yuther creeturs ter his house. He ax Brer B'ar, en Brer Wolf, en Brer Coon, but he ain't ax Brer Rabbit. All de same, Brer Rabbit got win' un it, en he 'lowed dat ef he don't go, he 'speck he have much fun ez de nex' man. De creeturs w'at git de invite, dey tuck'n 'semble at Brer Fox house, en Brer Fox, he ax um in en got um cheers, en dey sot dar en laugh en talk, twel bimeby Brer Fox, he fotch out a bottle er dram en lay 'er out on de sideboard, en den he sorter step back en say, sezee, 'Des step up, gentermens, en help yo'se'f,' en you better b'leeve dat dey help deyse'f. W'iles dey wuz drinkin' en drammin' en gwine on, w'at you speck Brer Rabbit doin'? You des well make up yo' min' dat Brer Rabbit's monst'us busy, 'kaze he 'uz sailin' 'roun' fixin' up his tricks. Long time 'fo' dat, Brer Rabbit had been at a bobbycue whar dey wuz a muster, en w'iles all de folks 'uz down at de spring eatin' dinner, Brer Rabbit he crope up en run off wid one er de drums. Dey wuz a big drum en a little drum, en Brer Rabbit he snatch up de littlest one en run home. Now den, w'en he hear 'bout de yuther creeturs gwine ter Brer Fox house, w'at do Brer Rabbit do but git out dis rattlin' drum en make de way down de road todes whar dey is. He tuck dat drum," continued Uncle Remus, with great elation of voice and manner, "en he went down de road todes Brer Fox house, en he make 'er talk like thunner mix up wid hail. Hit talk like dis: "'Deety pum, deety pum, deety pum pum, deety pum.' De creeturs, dey 'uz a drinkin' en a drammin', en a gwine on at a terr'ble rate, en dey ain't year de racket, but all de same here come Brer Rabbit, deety pum, deety pum, deety pum pum, deety pum. Bimeby, Brer Coon, w'ich he allers got one year hung out for de news, he up en ax Brer Fox w'at dat, en by dat time all de creeturs stop en lissen, but all de same, here come Brer Rabbit, deety pum, deety pum, deety pum pum, deety pum. De creeturs, dey keep on lissenin', en Brer Rabbit keep on gittin' nigher, twel bimeby Brer Coon retch under de cheer fer his hat en say, sezee, 'Well, gents, I speck I better be gwine. I tole my ole 'oman dat I won't be gone a minnit, en here it is way 'longen de day.' Wid dat, Brer Coon he skip out, but he ain't got much furder dan de back gate 'fo' here come all de yuther creeturs like dey 'uz a runnin' a foot race, and old Brer Fox was workin' in de lead. "Dar now!" exclaimed 'Tildy, with great fervor. "Yasser, dar dey was, en dar dey went," continued Uncle Remus. "Dey tuck nigh cuts, en dey scramble over one another, en dey ain't rest twel dey git in de bushes. Ole Brer Rabbit, he come on down de road, deedy pum, deedy bum bum, en bless gracious, w'en he git to Brer Fox's house, dey ain't nobody dar. Brer Rabbit is dat owdacious dat he hunt all 'roun' twel he find de air hole in de drum, en he put his mouf ter dat en sing out, sezee, 'Is der anybody home?' En den he answer hisse'f, sezee, 'Law, no, honey, folks all gone.' Wid dat, ole Brer Rabbit break loose en laugh, he did, fit ter kill hisse'f, en den he slam Brer Fox's front gate wide open en march up to de house. W'en he git dar, he kick de do' open en hail Brer Fox, but nobody ain't dar, en Brer Rabbit, he walk in en take a cheer, make hisse'f at home wid puttin' his foots on de sofy en spittin' on de flo'. Brer Rabbit ain't sot dar long 'fo' he ketch a whiff er de dram." "You hear dat?" exclaimed 'Tildy, with convulsive admiration. "'Fo' he ketch a whiff er de dram, en den he see it on de sideboard, en he step up en drap 'bout a tumbler full some'rs down in de neighborhoods of de goozle. Brer Rabbit mighty lak some folks I knows. He tuck one tumbler full, en 'twa'n't long 'fo' he tuck anudder'n, en w'en a man do dis a way," continued Uncle Remus, somewhat apologetically, "he bleedz ter get drammy." "Truth, too," said 'Tildy, by way of hearty confirmation. "All dis time de yuther creeturs wuz down high in de bushes listenin' fer de ditty pum, en makin' ready fer ter light out fum dar at de drop uv a hat. But dey ain't year no mo' fuss, en bimeby Brer Fox, he say he gwine on en look atter his plunder, en de yuther creeturs say dey b'leeve dey'll go 'long wid 'im. Dey start out, dey did, en dey crope todes Brer Fox's house, but dey crope mighty keerful, en I boun' if somebody had shuck a bush, dem ar creeturs 'ud nat'ally tore up de earth gittin' away fum dar. Yit dey still ain't year no fuss, en dey keep on creepin' twel dey git in de house. W'en dey git in dar, de fus sight dey see wuz ole Brer Rabbit stannin' up by de dram bottle mixin' up a toddy, en he wa'n't so stiff-kneed neer, 'kaze he sorter swage fum side ter side, en he look like he mighty limbersome, w'ich, goodness knows, a man bleedz ter be limbersome w'en he drink dat kinder liquor w'at Brer Fox provide fer dem creeturs. W'en Brer Fox see Brer Rabbit makin' free wid his doin's dat a way, w'at you speck he do?" inquired Uncle Remus, with the air of one seeking general information. "I speck he cussed," said 'Tildy, who was apt to take a vividly practical view of matters. "He was glad," said the little boy, "because he had a good chance to catch Brother Rabbit." "Tooby sho' he wuz," continued Uncle Remus, heartily assenting to the child's interpretation of the situation. "Tooby sho' he wuz. He stan' dar, Brer Fox did, en he watch Brer Rabbit motions. Bimeby he holler out, sezee: "'Ay yi, Brer Rabbit,' sezee, 'many a time is you made yo' escape, but now I got you.' En wid dat, Brer Fox en de yuther creeturs close in on Brer Rabbit. Seem like I done tole you dat Brer Rabbit done gone en tuck mo' dram dan w'at wuz good fer his wholesome. Yit his head ain't swim so bad dat he dunno w'at he doin', en time he lay eyes on Brer Fox, he know he done got in close quarters. Soon ez he see dis, Brer Rabbit make like he bin down in de cup mo' deeper dan w'at he is, en he stagger 'roun' like town gal stannin' in a batteau, en he seem like he des as limber ez a wet rag. He stagger up to Brer Fox, he did, en he roll his eyeballs 'roun', en slap 'im on he back, en ax 'im how's his maw. Den w'en he sees de yuther creeturs," continued Uncle Remus, "he holler out, he did, 'Venture uppance, gentlemens, venture uppance. Ef you'll des gimme han' romance en come one at a time, de tussel'll las' longer. How you all come on, nohow?' sezee. Ole Brer Rabbit talk so kuse dat de yuther creeturs have mo' fun dan w'at you kin shake a stick at, but bimeby Brer Fox say dey better git down ter bizness, en den dey all close in on Brer Rabbit, en dar he wuz. In dem days, ole man B'ar wuz a judge 'munst de creeturs, en dey all ax 'im w'at dey gwine do 'long wid Brer Rabbit. En Judge B'ar, he put on his spectacles, en cle'r up his throat, en say dat de bes' way ter do wid a man w'at kick up sech a racket, en run de neighbors out'n der own house, en go in dar en level on de pantry, is take 'im out en drown 'im. En ole Brer Fox, w'ich he settin' on de jury, he up en smack his han's tergedder, en cry, en say, sezee, dat atter dis he bleedz ter b'leeve dat Judge B'ar done got all under holt on de lawyer books, 'kaze dat zackly w'at dey say w'en a man level on his neighbor pantry. Den Brer Rabbit, he make out he skeer'd, en he holler en cry, en beg um, in de name er goodness, don't fling 'im in de spring branch, 'kaze dey all know he dunner how ter swim. But ef dey bleedz fer ter pitch 'im in, den fer mussy sake, give 'im a walkin' cane so he kin have sump'n ter hold to w'iles he's a drownin'. Ole Brer B'ar scratch his head en say, sezee, dat, fur ez his 'membunce go back, he ain't come 'cross nothin' in de lawyer book ter de contraries er dat, en den dey all 'gree dat Brer Rabbit kin have a walkin' cane. Wid dat, dey ketch up Brer Rabbit en put 'im in a wheelbarrow, en kyar 'im down ter de branch, en fling 'im in. "Hey! Hey!" exclaimed 'Tildy, with well feigned astonishment. "Dey fling 'im in," continued Uncle Remus, "en Brer Rabbit light on his foots, same ez a tomcat, en pick his way out by de helps er de walkin' cane. De water wuz dat shaller dat it don't mo'n come over Brer Rabbit slipper, en w'en he git out on de side, he holler back, sezee, 'So long, Brer Fox!'" End of chapter 12.